Welcome to her Radiant Edge podcast, the podcast where we challenge conventional business wisdom and explore what it really takes for women to build soul-led businesses that are bold in presence, deeply aligned, and unapologetically pursue her. Because we are here to lead movements, shape ideas, and amplify our radiance. Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Wendy Burge, your host. In this episode, we're exploring the authority shift. From performance to presence, isolation to integration, why everything you've been told about positioning is about to change. There's a seismic shift happening online in how authority is built, how differentiation works, and what actually moves premium clients to say yes. And it has nothing to do with being louder, busier, or more visible. In fact, it's the opposite. For the last decade, we've been operating in a paradigm built for a different era. A masculine, extractive model of authority that prioritized narrowing over integrating, pick one lane, dominate it, hide everything else. Performance over presence, show up big, prove your worth consistently, perform your expertise. Knowing it all over collaboration, positioning yourself as the expert who has all the answers. And personal brand over community. Build your platform, accumulate followers, operate from visibility. It worked for a while, but it's breaking down, and especially for women with holistic intelligence who operate through integration, intuition, and the capacity to see systems others miss. The new paradigm looks entirely different, and if you can make this shift, everything in your business transforms. So let's look at the old authority model and the lie that it's been built on. Let me be direct. The traditional niche down, establish your expertise, dominate your lane framework was built by and for linear thinkers operating in a scarcity model. It assumes value comes from narrowing and specializing, that authority comes from proving you know more than everyone else, and that differentiation comes from being the best at one specific thing. So success means accumulating more followers, more visibility, more proof. And yet this model demands constant performance. You have to keep proving your worth, keep demonstrating your expertise, keep showing up, keep being visible, keep performing at the level that justifies your authority. It's exhausting, and it's also unsustainable. And for women with multidimensional intelligence, women who see connections across domains, who integrate strategy with semantics, business with energy work, leadership development with deeper transformation, it's a prison. Because this model requires you to amputate parts of yourself to fit into a framework that was never designed for how you actually create value. You take your constellation of gifts and you try to squeeze them into a single lane. You hide your somatic intelligence so you sound more credible in corporate settings. Or you downplay your energetic work so you're taken seriously as a strategist. You separate your spiritual practices from your business positioning so you don't seem woo-woo. You perform a narrower version of yourself, and the market perceives you as scattered, unfocused, or trying to do too much. But the real problem isn't you, it's the framework. The shift, what's actually emerging. There's a new authority paradigm emerging, and it's fundamentally different. It's built on presence over performance. The old model, prove your worth through constant visibility and output, versus the new model, let your presence do the work. Your nervous system is your truth teller. Your clients can sense whether you're operating from a place of scarcity, through performing, proving, and protecting, or abundance, through grounded, resourced, and actual presence. Presence isn't something you do, it's something you embody. And it becomes undeniable when your body actually believes in your value. This is why somatic anchoring matters. This is why embodied authority is the foundation of premium positioning. You can't perform presence. Your clients will feel the difference immediately. Integration over isolation. The old model showcased you're the expert, you have the answers, you stand alone in your authority. This new model Authority emerges at the intersection of multiple intelligences, yours and your clients and your community. The most powerful positioning isn't built on knowing everything. It's built on knowing where things connect. When you integrate strategy with somatic wisdom, you create transformation neither approach alone can touch. As you blend business acumen with energetic awareness, you solve problems at multiple levels simultaneously. And then you bring together your constellation of gifts, your intelligence, your experience, your intuition, your systems awareness. You create something irreplaceable. This is collaborative authority. It's the opposite of the expert on high model. It's the recognition that breakthrough transformation happens at integration points, not in isolation lanes. Community over platform. The old model built your personal brand, accumulate followers, and establish yourself as a thought leader. The new model, build your networks, create belonging, cultivate community around shared truth. The most sustainable authority isn't built on followers, it's built on relationships, on people who deeply understand your work and who believe in your integration points, who actively refer clients to you because they're part of your ecosystem, not because you've accumulated them as a brand. Community over platform means you show up consistently but not frantically. You build deeper relationships instead of broader audiences. You create spaces where your people can connect with each other, not just with you, and you measure success by resonance, not reach. This is radiant authority. It doesn't require performance, it requires presence and genuine connection. Differentiation through constellation and not specialization. The old model, find your niche and own it. The smaller the pond, the bigger the fish. The new model, map your constellation and claim your integration point. Your unique configuration is your differentiation. No one else has your exact combination of gifts or experiences, intelligences, and ways of knowing. This constellation isn't a liability, it's your competitive advantage. And when you map it, when you identify the specific integration points where your gifts converge to create transformations others can't access, you found your authentic differentiation, not through narrowing, but through claiming the full truth of who you are. This is a paradigm shift, not a tactic shift. And I want to be clear about something. This isn't about adding presence to your current positioning strategy. This is about recognizing that the entire framework has changed. The old model asked, what's your niche? The new model asks, what's your integration point? The old model said, pick one thing. The new model says, map your constellation. The old model measured success by how visible you are. The new model measures success by how present you are. This shift isn't optional for women with holistic intelligence. It's liberation. Why this matters now. We're at an inflection point. The market is saturated with narrow experts positioned in single lanes. There's a coach for every modality, a consultant for every industry, a specialist for every problem. Clients are exhausted. They're tired of working with someone who only sees one dimension of their problem. They're done with solutions that fix the surface but don't touch the root. They want transformation at multiple levels, strategic and somatic, professional and personal, business results and soul alignment. They want what only an integrator can provide. But integrators have been invisible because we've been trying to sound like the specialists. We've been performing narrowness instead of claiming our breadth. We've been competing as generalists instead of owning our integration points. And the market can't see us because we haven't learned to speak about ourselves from an actual configuration. What changes when you make this shift? When you move from the old paradigm to the new, your messaging transforms. Instead of, I do executive coaching and somatic work and leadership development, you speak from, I work with leaders navigating identity transitions, where traditional development has failed because the real issue is somatic misalignment. I integrate strategy with somatic intelligence to create the kind of transformation that cascades through their entire organization. Do you hear the difference? the depth and the scope of how you can work that no single lane could ever touch. Your pricing reflects your actual value now. You're no longer competing as a generalist or justifying why you do multiple things. You're commanding premium fees because you solve an integration point most people can't access. Your clients change. You stop attracting people who want a tactic and start attracting people who want transformation. People who can feel the depth of your work, and people who recognize that your multidimensionality isn't scattered, it's specialized integration. Your authority becomes unshakable because you're not performing it, you're embodying it. Your nervous system believes it, your body expresses it, and your presence communicates it. And clients feel it immediately. Your business becomes sustainable. You're no longer trading hours for dollars and grinding out visibility to prove your worth. You're working from presence, building relationships, and creating community, operating at integration points. This is fundamentally different energy. Now, I want to be honest. This shift requires work, not the kind of work you think. Not more content, not more visibility, and not more proving. The work of knowing yourself at integration points. The work of extracting the root problems you actually solve, not the ones you think you should solve. The work of anchoring your positioning in your body so that it's no longer a strategy, it's the truth your nervous system believes. The work of building community instead of just broadcasting, and the work of showing up as your full self instead of a narrowed version. This is the work of constellation positioning. It's the work of mapping your gifts not as scattered skills, but as gravitational systems where each element amplifies the others. It's the work of claiming your integration point and the specific intersections where your unique configurations creates transformation others can't touch. And once you do this work, once you've made the shift from the old paradigm to the new one, you step into an entirely different authority. Not authority built on performance and proving, but authority built on presence and truth. Here's my invitation. If you're a multidimensional woman listening to this, and if you felt the tension between who you actually are and how you've been positioning yourself, the shift is for you. If you know you're meant to play a bigger game, but the conventional positioning advice has always felt like it was asking you to betray your gifts, this new paradigm is your permission slip. If you're all ready to stop performing narrowness and start claiming your constellation, to move from isolation to integration, from performance to presence, and from building a platform to building community, here's a path forward. It starts with mapping your constellation, with discovering your rooted solution and your conviction pillars, identifying the integration points where your gifts converge, and with anchoring your positioning in your body so it becomes undeniable presence instead of performed expertise. This is the work that Constellation Positioning Intensive provides. A private experience with me, Wendy Burge, designed specifically for multidimensional women who are ready to stop shrinking and start leading from their full truth. The authority you're meant to claim isn't built on knowing everything or performing constantly. It's built on presence, integration, and the courage to show up as yourself fully. If this resonates, and if you feel the call to make this shift, I'd love to talk with you about what's possible when you map your constellation and claim your integration points. DM me the word constellation, and we'll explore whether this work is the next step for you. As we close out, let me remind you that the old paradigm told you that your multidimensionality was your weakness. This new paradigm recognizes it as your superpower. The question isn't whether you should keep trying to fit into a framework built for specialists. The question is, are you ready to lead in a framework built for integrators? Until next time, I'm Wendy Burge.